Good morning, guys. Summer here, coming to you from Greensboro Downtown Yoga with today's Yoga Sweat Hybrid class. For us here at Greensboro Downtown Yoga, Yoga Sweat Hybrid is our heart-pumping, strength-building, more athletic and power-based yoga class. It's an experience that's going to allow you to strengthen your body as well as improve your cardiovascular endurance while getting the great mindfulness of yoga underneath it. So it's a really great experience. It is a little bit higher intensity, and there are options and ways to modify it based on where you are in your yoga journey. Just be smart and listen to your body. And that's a really important thing with any class with me. But it's especially important for me to let you know, I have a really bad left ankle, and in a class like this where I might be asking you to do some things that are faster, you'll really notice that come into play. I have just learned what I can and can't do, and I modify and adjust in ways that feel authentic and real to me. And that's what I want and ask you to do as well. Be authentic to your body and where you are today. You might be feeling a little sore or tired on this Tuesday morning. I know my hip is a little tired this morning, but you know what? We worked through it. So this week, I'm focusing on the quote, fearless and young. It's inspired, or it comes from one of my favorite songs. And if you watch yesterday's All Levels Flow class, you can learn a little bit more about that. But we're going to expand on that fearless and young idea today. I want you to start standing at the front of your mat. Find a place with your feet under your hips, your knees soft, your hips in line. Pull your tummy muscles in tight and just stand for a moment. Allow your arms to rest by your side and shut your eyes. I've chosen this week to begin most of our practices standing. And the reason is there's statistics that show the average American sits or lies around 22 and a half hours in a given day. And right now, while we're on a stay-at-home order, I feel like that number is probably even higher. So I want to give us as much opportunity to be standing as we can. Find your feet into the ground. Let your shoulders roll up and slide into place. Just do that a few times. Get shoulder rolls around. I don't know if you can hear it. There's a train going on behind us. It's kind of fun. Couple shoulder rolls as we just move. Start to move one at a time. Now, if you're feeling tightness, this will become really great. And just take a big, deep inhale. Lift your arms overhead. Bring your hands to heart center. Do that a few times. Lift up, inhale. Exhale, heart center. Here at Greensboro Downtown Yoga, we have a mantra, and it's really fabulous. You can find the full mantra on our website. But one of my favorite lines from it is, dare to trust yourself. And I feel like that's such a fitting supplement to this fearless and young mantra that I'm using today. So throughout this practice, I'm going to ask you to trust yourself, to be fearless. Let's do one more time. Big inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. With your eyes shut, take a moment to ask yourself to see, what does it mean to you to be fearless? What does it mean to you to be young and playful? And how do you find ways to trust yourself every day? See that. Ingrain it into your mind. So we take a big, deep inhale through our nose. Exhale out our mouth. Restrict the back of our throat. And let's find our movement flow today. Big, deep inhale up. Exhale as we forward fold. Hang over right here for just a moment. Allow your body to shake and sway from side to side. Bend your knees, roll back up. Big lift of your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Roll up your spine. Each time you do this, you're hinging from your hip. Then you bend your knees and roll up. So we're getting that little bit of movement into our hip to start warming it up. One more big reach. Exhale. Bend your knees, roll up. Inhale, your arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Find your hands on your shins. Exhale as your hands step down to the mat. You're going to step to all fours. Your wrists come under your shoulders. Round your belly, look into cat. Exhale, look up to cow. Continue this movement where we find articulation in our spine. We're going to do a few moves today from a program called Animal Flow. And it's going to be really important that we have this area of our body warm and controlled. Let's do it one more time. Round in. Exhale, find your neutral spine. Step your feet back to plank. Hold plank. Now you can always be on plank on your knees. I'm going to choose that option throughout today for myself. Big deep inhale. Exhale, downward dog. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Forward fold. Bend your knees, sit low in the chair. Lift your arms forward and then big sweep to the top. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway round. Exhale, step back to all fours again. This time, lift your right arm and your left leg. Find that reach. Exhale, come down. Inhale, lengthen. Find that lift out of your side hip. Exhale. Step back to plank. Exhale, downward dog. Lift your heels, bend your knees, walk forward to your hands. Bend your knees deep with your feet right next to each other. Your knees in line. Reach your arms forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, come all the way up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to do similar. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, step your hands down. Place your knees on the mat. Lift your right arm, left leg. Round in. Lengthen long. Do one more time. You're finding this rounding of your spine. Reach. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Lengthen and round. Inhale. Exhale, come down. Step back to plank. Lift to downward dog. Press your palms into the mat. Feel that stretch across your upper back. Lift your heels, bend your knees, step up to the front of the mat, forward fold. Bend your knees deep. Inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, sit a little lower. Find this place where we've got this long neutral spine. Inhale, up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Doing that same thing one more time. Inhale, lift. Now we're trying to generate heat into our body. Step back. Each time, allow ourselves to build a little more energy, a little bit more movement. Inhale, all fours, exhale. So that when we come into some of our bigger moves in a little bit, we've got this heat in our body from the center. Long inhale. Exhale, step back to plank, downward dog. Downward dog. I don't know what a downward dog eating would be. That would be funny to see. That's what my puppy does. Lift your heels, step or jump to the front of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise, press your shoulder blades back, fold over. Inhale as we rise, lift your right foot. Turn your foot in and find a tree. So to me, one of the biggest things about being fearless is doing things that are challenging. And balance for so many of us is that place. So right here, we are finding a lift and tree. Inhale, reach your arms. Exhale, sit low into a chair. Inhale, rise up. The other foot comes into tree. Now, tree does not have to be with your foot super high. It can always be with your foot here on the floor. But my challenge to you is to be fearless. So maybe you take it a little higher than what you normally would do and allow yourself that moment of teeter-totter. Exhale, sit low in the chair. Inhale, rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, find your flat back, lengthen long. Exhale, step back to all fours. Toes are tucked under. Press your palms into the mat as you lift your knees 2 inches off the floor. Hold right here. Find this place where your abdominal muscles are pulled in, your spine is neutral. This is called Beast, and this is one of our animal flow moves for the day. It's a setup place, lower down. Take your palms, turn them in towards you, and just kind of shift back and forth. It's going to be important because we are going to be on our wrist a decent amount today, and I want you to feel that stretch. Rotate our hands back around, tuck our toes under still, lift your knees now 1 inch only off the ground. And you're going to teeter-totter your knees. They go side, center, center. One more each side. So you're getting this little bit of rotation from the middle of your back. Hold, step your feet back, downward dog. Lift your heels, big step or jump to the front of the mat. You can always jump at any point. I choose not to. That's my body. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Sit into chair. Find this chair. Arms reach forward. Inhale, lift to tree. Hold tree. Lift your arms high with your shoulders down. Inhale, your knees will come center. Hold this position. Now, lengthen back into airplane or warrior 3. Bend your standing leg. Step back into crescent. Lift your arms high to the sky. Hold right here in your crescent position. Find this space with knee and hip ankle in line, with arms reaching to the sky. Big deep inhale. We're going to bend our back knee so it touches the floor. Then lift up. Inhale. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now, your knees do not have to fully touch the floor. You could be right here. It's just a little strengthening moment to get into our legs. Notice my head. It's following my hands. That's a way to allow my neck some movement. So 2 more. Big lift. Big lower. Now lift up, hold crescent. Find this place. You're going to lean forward into your front leg. Big deep inhale. Your arms are reached far in front of you. Pull your shoulder blades down and back. Inhale. You're going to push into your front leg and stand tall. Inhale, lift high. Exhale, foot sits you down in the chair. Beautiful job. Let's do that on the other side. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, step your feet back to all fours. Lift your knees an inch off the ground. Teeter-totter your knees, side and center. Later on today, when we take this move somewhere else, this could be where you choose to stay. So I want you to remember this kind of tick-tock. Hold. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, downward dog. Breathe. Inhale as we step forward to the front of the mat. Bend your knees, sit low into your chair. Lift your arms. Exhale, sit a little lower. Inhale, rise, lift your left leg to tree. Remember, find that place of tree that makes you just a little uncomfortable. Trust that your body will allow you to be here. We often forget to trust ourselves. Bring your knee forward. Reach back to airplane warrior 3. Arms, shoulder blades squeeze together. Bend into our front knee with a big deep inhale. Step back to crescent. Lift your arms high. Now, anytime our arms are lifted to the sky, you can always have them at heart center. It's just a way to get a little bit more expansion and open in our upper chest. But if you find that you're here a lot, please be here. Let's inhale, bend our knee down. Exhale. So in this static or in this dynamic strength place, you're finding your range of motion and noticing that you might kind of teeter-totter a little bit. Find all 10 toes into the mat. One more, big reach. Exhale, find crescent. Lift your arms, pull here. Stretch into your front hip. Lengthen your chest forward. Reach your arms. So you're finding this long warrior. Big, deep inhale. Step forward, lift. And sit low in the chair. Reach up high, inhale. Let's continue to add on. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, step back to all fours. Tuck your toes, lift your knees. Now watch this. You're gonna take your right foot and it's gonna step in between your legs. And I open my body up, okay? Then I step back to center and I go to the other side. So I'm threading my leg through and opening my body up. Come back to center. You want it slow and controlled. So the opposite arm is pulling here at your head. Come to center. One more time. Rotate. Come to center. Hold your center beast. Right? That's called a side kick through. That comes from our animal flow series, and we're going to do it a little bit more later on. Step back to plank. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale your right leg, 3-legged dog. Bend your knee, open your hips, so the hip starts to open out to the side. Chest stays squared to the mat. Inhale as you pull your knee into your nose. Find this rounded position. Lift high to the sky. Inhale, pull your knee in. Now step your foot in between your hands. Lift up to crescent. Exhale, bend your knee all the way down. Inhale. Exhale. Lift and lower. Inhale, find that place. Make sure your knee is over the center of your foot each time. Find this next one, stay low. Reach your arms high, lengthen. Now, bend your knee deep. Inhale, you're gonna tap your back foot in. Boom, and then it reaches back. Pull, and reach. Tap, and reach. I want you to find that tap each time. One more. Hold on. Hold. Now, big, deep inhale. Exhale, step into your tree. Woo, find that power, right? Hands come down to heart center. Lift your chest. So we go from dynamic speed into this slow hold. Sometimes a hard thing to do. Inhale, lift our arms. Take your leg back behind you. Inhale. Exhale, lower your foot, lift your arms, and open out to warrior two. So front knee directly over the center of our front foot. Arms reached in each direction. Sink just a little lower. Find that place where you can go just a little deeper into your pose. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, window your hands beside your foot. Step back to plank. Now remember, plank on your knees is perfect. I'm going to show this on toes to start. We're going to be right here. We're going to pull and tap. Pull and tap. Now I want you to be in this kind of slower movement with it. And reach. In and out. And you notice my body, it's completely still, right? Aside from my foot pulling in. Now start to get just a little bit more where I round and tap my nose to my knee. I'm feeling really big abdominal work right here. Use your breath. Be willing to trust your body. Hold plank. Hold. Exhale, downward dog. Lift your left foot, three-legged dog. Find that stretch. Square your hips and then open your knee out to the side. One of the biggest things we start to do is like open up, which is a variation, but we want right here for your chest to be squared to the ground. Keep your standing knee slightly bent. Pull your knee into your nose. Big, deep inhale. Lift up high. Step your foot in between your hands. What happened to music? Hold right here. Then lift your arms high. Inhale. Sit low. Lift up. And down. Inhale. Exhale, keep going. Find that range each time. Big, deep inhale. Exhale. So remember, it's in this lunge that we develop strength so that when we do some more power shifts, we can have that space to go. Hold this next one in Crescent. Exhale. Lean forward. Find that place into your front leg. Big deep inhale. Tap your toe. And reach. Tap. And lengthen. In and lengthen. See how far you can step that foot back. Trust yourself that it will land there. I promise you will. Inhale. Hold this one back. Lift up. Inhale. Exhale. Open up, warrior two. Settle down into it. Inhale, rotate back around to Crescent. Lift your arm high. Big deep inhale, push into that front foot and find your tree. Our hands can be at heart center or lifted to the sky. Each time you do this balance, you might find that you sway a little bit more, and that's beautiful. Hands to heart center, lengthen your leg back. Exhale, step your foot, lift your arms, and open now for warrior two. Reach long. Notice my shoulders move down, away from ears. You find this great length. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill your hand beside your foot. Step back, hold plank. Right here, press your hands into the mat. Let's again find this little mountain climber, it's in fitness called a lot of times. In yoga, where we round our nose, it's cheetah or Pilates. So I want you to round over and then reach long. Each time you find just a little bit more into your abdominals. Now hold plank. We're going to add just a little bit of urgency to it. One and one. But notice my body. I'm not like, oh, my hips are going everywhere. I'm really purposefully tapping. Find that place with your hands pressed into your upper body and trust yourself that you can do this. Be fearless in your quest to increase your heart rate and your stamina for 4, 3, and downward dog. Lift your heels, step or jump your feet all the way to the front of the mat, forward. Let's lift our arms, big deep inhale. Exhale, hands heart center. Wonderful job with that flow. For a little bit different of one that we're going to move into, grab some water right now is a perfect opportunity. Hopefully, you're warm. Standing here again at the front of the mat, big deep inhale. Exhale, sit into chair. Lift your heels off the mat. Now, maybe just lift one and then the other. Notice I brought my hands down. That's a perfect option. Maybe your hands are at heart center, or maybe they're all the way to the sky. Let's all lift our heels as high as we can. And then lower your body. Lower down. Lower. Trust yourself. You can do it. You can get there. And then hands to the floor. We're right here. You're going to make yourself into this little rounded position that we've been in today a couple times. Sit your weight back and then lift your legs. So this flow, I will tell you, is going to have some transitions that are going to challenge you to be fearless. And that's what it's about. Big deep inhale right here. Reach your legs long. In. Exhale. So as we go down, hands could be on the floor. We could do this with one leg and then the other leg. It does not have to be this big low boat. It is a variation that feels proper for you today. If you're feeling it into your lower back, I encourage you to do this, where you just extend one leg, okay? Come to center. Let's all hold boat. Hands out wide. We're going to shift our weight to one side so we have a hip bone off the ground. Then come back to center. Shift to the other side. Inhale, center. Bring your knees into your chest. Round in. So you're in this little tiny ball. Big, deep inhale. You're going to roll back to your shoulders. Come back to touching your toes. So 2 more times. Round back. Come up, touch your toes or let them be lifted, your choice. This to me is what it's like to be a kid. You're playing, hold. Bring your feet to the floor. Hands come in. Now I want you to face your hands away from you. Press your shoulders together and lift your hips an inch off the floor. You've got this, it's called crab. And I promised you some things from our animal flow repertoire, and this is where we are going. I want you to lift one foot an inch off the floor. If you notice, it's not high. Lower. Lift the other one. And now lift a hand. The whole challenge of this is to keep yourself squared. To make it, lift the other one, so that we're not rotating. That's the hard part. Lower your hand, lower your hips. Lift your legs, inhale. Roll yourself back, exhale. Come all the way in to your little tiny ball. Right there. Hold right here. Now bring yourselves all the way up to standing. Keep our heels lifted. And then lower heel. Lift your right leg up. Reach back. Step back to crescent. Hold crescent. Open up warrior two. So we've done this, right? You know this move right here. Reach back. Exhale, hands beside foot. Hold right here. Find this deep hip stretch. Step in so your back foot comes to meet. Sit low. Inhale, lift your left leg. Reach back. Find crescent. So I want you to find that fearless place of stepping into the unknown because we have no idea what's behind us, right? Open up, warrior two. Hopefully you don't have a cat or a child or something. Reach back, inhale. Exhale, and roll your hands. Hold right here. It's just a nice moment to stretch your hip. Step your back foot in to meet your front. Sit low into chair. Are you ready to find this little flow that we're going to go through? We're going to add into it. So you're going to lift your heels high. Lower your body all the way down to the mat. Use your breath and your focus to get there. I have to use my hands to come to the floor. Maybe you don't. Lift up into boat. Inhale, reach away. Curl it in. That should be your inhale. Exhale, lift it. Find your ball. Remember your options. Hands can be on the floor. One more time. Reach. Hug in. Now lift your right hip. Center. Come back to center. Lift your left hip. Come back to center. Big deep inhale. Grab your legs. Roll back. Roll. Now come up. Hold. Hands down. Hands or feet down. Hands back. Lift your chest. Hold. Lift your right leg. Now I have a tendency to lock my elbows out. I have hyperextended elbows. And so you want to make sure that you've got a little bend. I don't know if you can notice it. You probably can't see it. But my elbows go just a little bit too far back. Make sure they stay soft. Lift your left leg. Lift your right hand. Oh, and left hand. It's the last time we do this today. Lower your hips. Lift your legs. Roll back. Find your chair. Make your way to chair. Lift up right leg. I'm going to add on. Exhale, reach back. Step back. Find that fearless place of movement. Warrior two. Reach forward and then lengthen back. Exhale, hands beside foot. Step your front foot back and then find all fours. We've been here today, right? Lift your knees. Remember the side kick through. So bring your left leg through and then come back to center. Bring your right leg through. Now, if you've got the movement of this, you can start to add a little jump in the center. Notice I go from one foot to the other. Jump land. I'm a person who doesn't jump, and this actually is kind of fun to me. So be fearless. Be willing to try it in your exploration of being a kid. Last one. Come back to all fours. Step back. Hold plank. Hold your plank position. Big deep inhale. Now you're going to bend both knees. Sit back in child's pose. So your knees are wide, your arms are forward. Take your palms, press them into the mat, your toes tuck under, and your knees are lifted. Come back and lift your hips up to the sky, and then walk or jump your feet back to the front of the mat. Sit low in the chair. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, reach back. Be fearless. Find this movement. Boom. Rise. Open. Warrior two. Reverse warrior in. Exhale. Windmill your hands. Step those knees down to all fours. Lift your knees. Let's side kick through. Right, left leg starts. Exhale. Inhale. Can you find that? Boom. Back to center each time. That flip that brings you some urgency. Or maybe you want to add that little jump. You have to use your breath here. Otherwise, you might feel a little lightheaded. Exhale. Exhale. One more each side. Exhale. Last one. Bring feet in. Now from here, I want you to walk your feet in so they're back in your little tiny ball. Hold here. Lift yourself all the way up. Lift your right leg. Reach back. Come up. And sit down. All right, other side. Left leg lifts. Reach back. Step back. Crescent. Open. Reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill. Step back or step your knees in. I realize we just did the same side twice. That is perfectly okay. We'll do it again. Then lift your knees up. Thread through. Let's just do twice. And center. One more each side. Be fearless. You know, trusting ourselves, hold, step your feet, walk them in, is being okay when we mess up. And I do it a lot. Rise all the way up. I get really into talking to you about my mantra, and I sometimes will forget sides. And that's okay. Come down. All right, let's lift our right leg high. So this is your opposite side, right? Reach back. Step your foot. Lift your arms. Open up to crescent. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill your hands beside your foot. Step back to all fours. Hold right here. Let's lift our knees. Side kick through. And in. I went to the other side that time. Side kick through, but we do each other. Now see if you can point your toe. Feel energy out that leg. In, last one. Come back to center. Take your feet, step them back, child's pose. Remember, I forgot to say it. We're going to do that one more time each side. Well, one more time on that side. You can always do that TikTok. Let's walk our feet up to meet our hands. Bend our knees. Rise all the way up. Lift the right leg. Let's do that same side twice since we did on the other one. Reach back. Mistakes are part of life. And I think that's what makes us human in so many ways. Being like, yeah, I messed up. Deal with it. I can fix and I can recover. Breathe. Step back. to all fours. So tick-tock or side kick through. Side kick through and center. Side. Last one. Hold. Step back to plank. Downward dog. Exhale. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Hang over. Sway from side to side. Roll yourself up, one vertebrae at a time. Lift your arms high to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway rest. Exhale, sit low into your chair. Arms back. Lift your heels, let's lower down to the ground again. I know, this might put a lot of pressure into your knees, and maybe you need to bring your hands down to help you assist, or if you have blocks, perfect place. Let's find our hips. Sit back, reach, and pull. Now you're gonna go side and center, other side and center. One rolling like a ball to come back to boat. One rolling like a ball to take you to your small ball. Hold, 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 hold. As you come up, let's lift our right leg. Exhale back. Step a foot. This is a little different this time. Hands reach. Hands come down. You step your back foot to meet your front. You lower back down. I told you some kind of funky transitions, right? You're gonna sit back and now your hands point in. You're gonna lift your chest, be proud right here, and find reverse tabletop. Maybe that little crab feels better to you and your shoulders. Or you want to go for this lift. We are going to progress this into a reverse plank here in a few moments, but right now I just want to do the tabletop. Lower yourself down. Hold. Lift your legs. Let's do one rolling like a ball. Come into your small ball. Lift yourself all the way up. Left leg lifts. Oh yeah. Be fearless in this pursuit of these funky transitions. Remember, like I said, it's an opportunity to be a kid, to play. That's what we're doing. Hand comes beside foot. Your back foot steps in. Lift your heels. Play through this. If there's a different transition that feels better to you, do it. Lift your hips. Reach back. Switch to the side. Come in. Other side. And center. Feet to the ground. Hands behind us. Reverse tabletop. Or if your legs want to go straight, lift up reverse plank. I'm dealing with a neck injury that's in my shoulder, and I'm not there yet. So here is where I'm going to stay. If you know reverse plank, which is feet out and hips lifted, please go there. Or join me for what feels comfortable on my body, or stay in crab. Lower down. Lift your hips. A boat. We're going to use a boat to come through or rolling like a ball to come into all fours. So I want you to roll back and then bring yourself. I like to cross my ankles and come to all fours. You find the way that gets here. Lift your knees an inch off the floor. Ooh, what does this look like? Side kick through. And center. Side kick through. Maybe you add that jump. Ooh, maybe you teeter and fall. Pull the abs in. Let's do one more each side. Fast or as slow as you want. Hold center. Step back to plank. Exhale, downward dog. Lift your heels, bend your knees, step or jump to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Rise up. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, forward fold. Guys, we are so close. Be fearless in your movement. Dare to go just a little bit deeper into your chair this time. Lift your heels. Can you find this small ball in a way that feels good to you? It actually lubricates into our knees and ankles once we get used to the move. Let's sit back. Lift. There we are. Reach back. We're going to do this a little different. Well, here's the same. You reach to each side and come in. Reach to the other side. Come back in. Let's roll back and then straight in to go into all fours. Lift your knees. Kick through. And in. Kick through. And in. One more. Kick through. Oh yeah. And center. Last time. Kick through. You're finding that place. Hold. Step back to plank. Downward dog. Right leg. Three-legged dog. Exhale. Step your foot in between your hands. Rise up to crescent. Exhale. This wonderful warrior that we're so familiar with. Feel the energy. It's called warrior. Warriors are courageous. They trust that they will get the job done. Inhale. Exhale, hands beside foot. Step your back foot to meet your front. These are those little taps that we had done earlier, right? Lower down. Sit back for one of two more reverse tabletops or planks. Lift your hips. I've purposefully given you some kind of awkward transitional moments because I think that those are where we forget. We forget the transitions of life. And yet they're what's so important, right? These moments of pause, of how do I get from here back to where I was? Oh, we go one, and then we reach to the side. Ooh. It's your last time doing this today. Enjoy. Come center. Let's roll back, and as you do, you're going to come to all fours. Find this place. Last side kick throughs. I want to see if you can go just a little bit more. How can you have some fun? Be free. Dare to trust that you can do this. Rotate. Last one. Hold center. Step back. Hips downward dog. Left leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Lift up. Woo. Oh my goodness. Exhale, open, a little shaky, right? Reverse warrior. Windmill. Step your back foot in. Find that lower position. Let's sit back to our last time. Now maybe this is perfect for you right now. This is where my shoulder wants me to be. I'm going to choose this. Or maybe you're here or all the way out. Remember, you do you. This is me right now. Your head is up wherever you're at. So make sure your chin isn't on your chest. You're looking to the skyline. Lower your hips down. Oh my goodness, I hope you had fun with that little flow. I thought it would be a way to kind of transition and change our body a little bit. You're going to bring your legs into this 90 position. I'm actually going to do it facing right here. One of my favorite places. We're just going to kind of rotate over our hip and over our shoulder. You're going to come to center. Let your hands be on the floor. Lift your knees, and then you'll go to the other direction. And again, give a little rotation. Look over your back shoulder. Come back to center. Now you're going to just alternate that. So we're going to find that spot where our knees are 90. And then you're going to fully look over your back shoulder. Come in center. Your hands are your assist. Your feet stay planted on the ground as you do this. Come back to center. And swing. Do you notice we didn't do a single chaturanga today, right? But we did a lot of other upper body strengthening type work. I feel like we get really chaturanga heavy a lot of times in vinyasa yoga practices. So I wanted to give it to you a little bit, give you some things that are a little bit different. Let's come back to center. Bring the bottoms of your feet together. Lift your chest. Release. Alright. We're going to bring our feet to the floor. And one vertebrae at a time. I want us to roll down to the mat. So now we're lying here on the mat, which feels so fantastic. I know I said at the beginning I wanted to avoid as much lying as possible, so don't think you're going to take a nap. We're going to work our hips. We're going to lift our hips into a bridge. Find this long line from our knee to our hip, or to our shoulder. We are straight down, lower down. Lift your hip up. And one day someone was asking me, and they said, "What do you think makes you kind of your style?" And I said one of the things that truly for me is that signature flow. I like movements to flow together, eliminating those moments of just standing and using the transitions as a very thoughtful place to be. So even in something like this, that is just a lift and lower of your hips, how can you find the flow? How can you continue that just movement? And if you've taken more than one class with me, you've probably very much noticed that I don't always think necessarily the moves that I do are the hardest. Sometimes they are. But it's that continuous flow that's asking you to not stop that makes it a little bit more challenging. Hold this one up. Lower your hips down. Now lift your legs to tabletop. So knees are directly over hips. You're going to tap one toe at a time. And now where I want this to come from is the knees directly over top of the hips. Notice my knee stays at 90 degrees. I'm not doing this, right? I'm not just kicking my butt with my heel. I'm lowering my leg to the mat. Your lower back is reached down to the mat. There's icing on the cake for some abdominal work. Let's do one more each leg, because we haven't gotten a ton of it already. Let's hug our knees into our chest, little rock from side to side. We did a lot of moves that may or may not be familiar to your body. So if you're feeling a little soreness into like your hips or your shoulders tomorrow, I wouldn't be surprised, especially if you've never done like that side kick through or the crab. They're just a little bit different. Let's allow our knees to fall to one side. Open our shoulders up and look over our opposite shoulder. If it feels nice, maybe you reach your leg out. You reach for your fingers with your toes. Bring your knee back and let's come back to center and let your knees fall to the opposite side. As an option, allow that leg to straighten out. There's that chance to let your body just kind of calm and settle. Bend your knee in. Let's bring our knees into our chest to your right foot on the floor, extend your left leg to the sky. Or you can flex the ankle, maybe make circles with it. Press your heel high, lengthen behind your leg. As we're here in this kind of relaxed place, think back to the very beginning of class, switch sides. When I asked you to think of what it meant to be fearless and young and trusting, see now if there was a moment, or maybe multiple moments in class, where you met what you saw as that idea. Fearless is being willing to take those transitions in a way that are uncomfortable and different. Young is being playful, right? I did so many moves that just allowed that kind of playfulness to come out. Trusting is knowing that, yeah, it might be hard, but that you can do it. Release. Hug your knees into your chest for one more big gratitude hug right here. Allow your legs to reach long in front of you. And let's settle into this final Shavasana. This place where our body just relaxes into the mat.
There should be some kind of warning, 'cause we've been down this road before. Oh, in the late night and early morning, I should be an open door. On and off and on again. Oh, it's hard to feel it, so we pretend, and then we're off and on and off again. Oh, heaven.
Your mind wanders. I turn the music up so you can hear it. Zone into the song. It's a way to escape the wandering mind.
We saw it coming, but we heard the
Shavasana
sound.
can be the hardest pose of our practice. When you allow yourself to just let go, maybe focus on the words of the song, you'll find a place. You stay there.
On and on again. Oh, it's hard to feel it, so we pretend, and then we're off and on and off again. Oh, heaven. It's the same old fire, and we can't seem to put it out. It's the same old story, getting told over and over again. Just on and off again. Oh, it's hard to feel it, so we pretend, and then we're off and on and off again. Oh,
Little by little, bring awareness into your body. Move your fingers and your toes in a way that feels different than what you normally do. Let them feel space. Move your wrist and your ankles. Allow yourself to have a big, long stretch from head to toe. Hug your knees to your chest. These gratitude hugs that we can give to ourselves are so important at a time right now when we are physically and socially distancing from others. Our body craves physical touch, so allow it that chance. Bring yourself back to a seated position. And sit tall. Thank yourself for all that you did today. Your body for being this wonderfully amazing thing that can push and move and explore and not judge what we do. It's our brain that gets judgy, not our body. Thank yourself for giving you this time. A great big inhale up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Wrap your arms around yourself. Give that last moment of hug. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank you for being fearless, for being young and playful, and for daring to trust yourself. Take those feelings with you the rest of today and into the better part of the week. Until next time, I'm Summer. Thank you. And for those of you who want to stick around for just a quick moment, I'll give you a little bit of insight into where that quote comes from. Yesterday I played it in it, and then YouTube copyright tagged me, so I'm not going to play it today, but you can listen to it from yesterday. The song was by Jana Kramer, and it's called I Got the Boy. And it's a line in the song, it's kind of a throwaway line almost, before she goes into the big chorus that simply says, we're in the back seat, all fearless and young. I think it's just one of those lines. I've listened to the song probably 300 or more times, I think is what Google Play has told me. And something about it on Sunday when I was on a walk just jumped out to me. Go listen to the song. I'll put a link to the video into it in the description below. Play it and see how it resonates with you. Again, the rest of the song is kind of a poppy little country love song, but that line really can be like, so I hope you enjoy it. One last thing I'll say is that I really, really appreciate each and every one of you who takes the time to practice with Greensboro Downtown Yoga and with me, Summer. I'm the owner here at the studio, and as you all know, we're shut down for COVID-19, as most places are right now. And in that decision, we chose to freeze all of our memberships, and we are providing all these for free online as a way to help not only our yoga community here at Greensboro Downtown Yoga, but the greater yoga community and world in a time of turmoil. But that does mean that we are not having funding coming into the studio at this moment in time. And we really want to be able to open our doors back up strong when this all ends. So if you have the means and you would like to support the studio and the efforts that we are doing here on YouTube with our live or with our full classes, with our shorter classes, with our movement mantra project or anything, you can support us using it's a Ko-Fi page, and you can find the link below. So I greatly appreciate it. And again, until next time, I'm Summer. Bye.